Welcome back, YouTube. Today I want to talk about how I went from this to this in 2.5 years, and I've actually made a video on it on my full body transformation with progress pictures and everything documented, and I'll link it up here. But how did I actually gain 26 kilograms in 2.5 years? That's crazy. They're like 58 pounds. It's a lot of weight to put on as a teenager. And I've had many of you guys asking me how I've actually done it, tips on nutrition and stuff, supplements. And I'll just want to make this video to clear everything. Okay? So let's start by saying the basics of what I've done for the past. Now it's 3 years, but I've actually put that weight in 2.5 years. Now I'm more maintaining the weight. But basically, I used to actually work out more than that. And when I worked out, I lived a year in America, in the US, and there I used to even do 2 workouts a day. And it's now that I'm older and I have more experience that I recognize, yes, there's no point in doing that because the muscle needs time to recover. So how it actually works is you every time you work out, every time you do a set till failure, you break the fibers of the muscle, you damage them, and then the muscle, when you rest, they recover and they get even stronger and bigger. But if you don't give the muscle the time to recover from the damage and build itself even bigger, you will never see the progress. So my suggestion for you is work out 3 to 5 days a week, 3 to 5 times a week. Actually, I'm working out 2 times a week now because I've actually understood how to work with high intensity and the rest times of my body. But I'd say anywhere from 2 to 5 times a week is good. Don't overtrain. Just don't. If you feel like, oh, I feel small today, I want to get a pump, and I just work out again, just know that you're slowing down the process. The process has its own time, and the fastest way to do it is to rest. You make muscles while resting, right? And the biggest part, two-third of the progress is eating. Eating is the biggest challenge you're gonna have to face if you wanna put muscle fast. So many times I've seen myself struggling to eating so much that I couldn't digest, for example. And that's what you're gonna go through if you really want to put all that muscle in that short period of time. And I used and I still do 3 full meals a day: breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which are all similar and are very full. And I always get as full as I can on those meals. And then I'm always kind of hungry in the mid-morning, mid-afternoon, and before bed. So it's 2 to 3 snacks here, and I'll talk about those and show you exactly what I used to eat and what I eat. And let's talk about now the second most important thing: sleep. Our body is our body recovers when it's in full deep sleep. The deep sleep is the most important thing to recover and build muscles. And in a part of the full sleep, you recover your mental energies, and in another part of it, you recover your physical energies. And that's why you recover by sleeping. You make muscle, and your body gets the food and turns it into muscle, and you rest, and the muscles get stronger while you sleep. So don't think that you can just work out, then sleep 2 hours a night, work out, sleep 3 hours a night, go to sleep at 3 a.m., you're gonna make the same muscles. No, it's better to work out the, like worst, ever a worst workout than not sleeping enough. Sleep is fundamental for your mind and your body. And now let's talking about my diet, because this video is mainly on my diet, not my workout plan. Let me know if you want the workout plan down here in the comments. But my diet is mainly 80% of clean bulking. So you won't see me eating at fast foods. You won't see me eating Basically, nothing crazy dirty or something like that. It's not dirty bulking. I'm not eating everything that I see. It's not like that. What I like to do is eat as much as I can, but at the same time clean. And I'm lucky because I like plain stuff. I like plain rice. I like plain chicken. I just like that stuff, right? So it hasn't been hard for me. I've always been eating that stuff to eat clean and a lot. And the main focus for me are protein, because without protein you won't build the muscles, and most importantly you won't keep the muscles, and carbs because they give me the energies. Also, I have a very fast metabolism, so that's why I'm able to eat this much. For most of you that are watching this video want to gain that weight, you all are gonna have a fast metabolism. You've probably always been thin, you've always been skinny, you're tired of being skinny, you want to get muscular, you want to get big, etc., etc. So what I assume is that you also have a fast metabolism, right? And disclaimer, I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not a scientist, no specialist, no nothing. I'm just saying my personal experience. I went to a nutritionist for to get my first diet in and understand what I need to eat. So I suggest you to go to a nutritionist just to get an idea of what you should eat based on your metabolism, right? And your goal. So that's what I've done. That's my personal experience. So that was a big disclaimer. Let's get into it. Starting from breakfast. I have generally 3 to 4 go-to breakfast, and I have to tell you, I've not been able to do this anymore. I'm struggling to eat at breakfast. I'm struggling to cook. Let's say that. I'm struggling to get up and get down and just start cooking the breakfast and stuff. I prefer having a piece of cake. And I mean, I can afford that. Like, I can do that because now I've built a body that allows me to do that and not lose weight because mostly I have muscles, right? But when I was bulking, like strictly bulking, these were my go-to breakfast. Now here we see pancakes with bacon and eggs, protein, carbs, fats. Here we see some bread, which are carbs, with some jelly, which is just sugars, oatmeal, I hate oatmeal. Now, after all these years, I hate oatmeal, but it's just so good for you. It's just so, the nutritional values are just so good, you can't not eat that. Then I have pancakes right here and a protein shake, lots of syrup, which is not really good. There are a lot of sugars. And here we see oatmeal with fruit the only way I could eat oatmeal was with fruit, or I wasn't able to eat it. So this is generally my go-to breakfast. Sometimes I have a big bowl of cereals, but mainly try to get as full as you can. Not Don't eat too many sugars. I've now got rid of all the sugars from my diet now, but at the time I wasn't. I was eating. I didn't care about the sugars, but now I do. Also because he had a lot of negative effects on my skin. I had a lot of breakouts for that because of the sugars and the protein powders. So I'll talk about all the supplement sides are in the end of the video. Now, getting into the big part, lunch and dinner. These were my main meals, full meals, and at the end of the meal, I was just so full. I was about to explode, and that's how you gotta feel if you want to make the muscle and eat right. You know you're eating right when you're so full you need to sit, you can't even stand up, right? And here we see I had eggs and what were hot dogs, something like that. Which is I haven't probably done that meal in ages. This is probably a 3 years old picture, but this is what I like to do. Then I enjoyed more in the years, having big bowls of stuff so that I could eat all the macros, that I could have all my nutritional values just from one bowl. And these are chicken nuggets with rice and quinoa. For those of you who don't know quinoa, buy it because quinoa is like rice, tastes a bit different than rice, and it's just protein. One of the food with most protein inside in the world, more than chicken. and it's very, very, very good. And also, I don't know if you know it, but I'm Italian, so I like eating pasta a lot. I always have each meal pasta or some kind of carbs. Now, giving you a little bit of structure, I always have carbs as a first course, main course, or carbs, or try to put some pasta or rice or potatoes as a side, right? I generally have 100 and I started off with 150 grams of pasta. Then, I mean, uncooked pasta, because when you cook it, it weighs more. So uncooked pasta, you weigh it 150 grams. Then I generally have a second course with protein, which are or pork chop, chicken, meat, beef, and a side of vegetables. Because once you eat all of this food, I guarantee you, it's kind of hard to expel it, let's say. So you need to get those fibers in. You need to eat some vegetables just to help your body release all the stuff you eat, or it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be you're gonna have a hard time at the bathroom. Let's just say that. And so this is you see a typical meal, perfect, full of everything. We're just missing some fibers, but I try to have them as much as possible. Here we have two pork chops, rice, tater tots, which are potatoes. Here, full meal, chicken, potatoes, and carrots. Carrots for fibers, potatoes for carbs, and we have chicken for protein. Here, quinoa and rice mixed with chicken. Hamburgers, let's say, with potatoes and carrots. Big steak, corn, and mashed potatoes. Other examples here, eggs. Eggs are very good for you. Easy protein. Uh, you don't usually get tired of it. You can have a lot of combinations of it. So just eat a lot of eggs. And here we got double burger, another steak, broccoli, mashed potatoes, and hamburger. So full plate, full macros. Everything's perfect right there. Now, talking about the snacks, I generally have used to have these and still do have these 2 to 3 times a day. I love these yogurts, the ones with protein. I think they're so easy to get down and they're like 15 grams of protein. There are some of them with 25 grams of protein, which is crazy. And I generally enjoyed having 1 to 2 of those a day, mainly before going to sleep, because they gave me a sense of fullness that I like when I go to sleep. And then we got protein bar. You can have whatever you want. I like these Cliff bars and basically all kind of bars. I generally stay in the range of 15 to 20 grams of protein, or they are like bricks and not easy to digest. And lastly, and I know this because I lived for a year in the US, but I didn't used to do that when I was in Italy. And there are PB&Js. PB&Js, peanut butter, jelly, and bread is just such a go-to for a bulk. You need to start getting those in because they're good calories, good protein, good energy, and when you're bulking, you really need all of those. So they're not that unhealthy, uh, but and they're not that unhealthy, and they give you good macros. So I would say get down with those PB&Js. Now, talking about supplements, I mean, you can tell from how I look, but I'm 100% natural, and the only things I ever got were actually earlier I used to get protein powders. Then I understood it was really bad for my skin. I had a lot of breakouts. Every day I woke up with new pimples, and I just was tired of that. So I got off the protein powder, just threw it away, and I went with something else. Started with creatine, and I started with creatine more than a year and a half after I started lifting. It's almost a year now. Actually, after 2 years I started lifting, it's now a year that I take creatine, 4 grams a day. Actually 3.75 grams a day, something like that. You can stay in the range of 2.5 and 5 grams and you'll be fine. I take it every day. It's just very good for you. I haven't had any single side effect. The only thing you need to drink a lot, and that's it. And the other thing I then took when I really wanted to gain mass fast was the mass gainer. So this is, for those of you who don't know, a protein powder, let's say, but with a shit ton of calories, shit ton of protein, shit ton of carbs. So once you get a full scoop of that a day, and I used to get one of these a day, it just helps and boosts your bulk because you get more calories, more protein, more carbs, which means more weight, more energies, more muscle, right? And so I strongly suggest these when you are bulking, when you really want to bulk, and that's your main goal. I suggest these, which already has protein powder inside of it. I don't suggest normal protein powder. I say just cook some chicken and eat a yogurt or something like that because they're just way much better for you than normal protein powder. And yes, so this was basically it. I've been able to make and my gains and have been able to gain the 26 kilograms I've gained using basically this meal plan, 3 full meals a day, 2 to 3 snacks a day, a lot of protein. I used to work out too much and I understood how to work out. So let me know if you want a video on that. I hope you found this useful. Just remember, I know right now you might feel skinny, right now you would want to have all the muscles in a sudden, but believe me, just worry about the day and do the best you can each day and each day. And I guarantee you, you'll get there. I guarantee you, you'll make those gains. I guarantee you, you get to the shape you want. And as long as you are consistent and disciplined, you will get there. So trust the process, and I'll see you in the next video.